Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of the Racing Addicts podcast.
Racing Addicts.
We're going to talk about all the good things in NASCAR, like Denny Hamlin sucks. We're going to recap Richmond.
I'm going to try real hard to be positive on this episode. I'm going to try really, really hard.
Richmond, north of Richmond. They should have had him sing.
They should have. Why was he not there? That would have made the race better.
What happened?
I don't know. Hey, we are joined again by our Florida friend in his evolving studio.
Floridian.
Yeah, hopefully it's actually better this week.
Wow, he actually looks good now.
You do look better. You're definitely less dark. I like that.
You guys have me reversed. I'm literally going to switch it.
Oh, yeah. You are reversed.
Alex reversed him. I saw like
Reverse.
at one point he did that to you.
Are you going to switch it or should I switch?
You switch it because I this is our first time using Discord. We're just trying every single app that's out there, apparently.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a, hey, now you're backwards. You're not backwards. You're backwards from being backwards. You're straight.
That's one thing you've never been accused of, Alex.
You look good, my friend. You look good.
Hey, thanks, man.
I can read chat.
I think I like your other side
now.
better. Can we flip back to the
It's the same side. I don't know how to tell you this, but it's the same side.
No. So,
This
heard
is
that
my
I
other
got
side.
Denny Hamlin. It sounds like I picked the winner.
Yeah, so we were being jerks to David last week, and it backfired because we made David pick Denny Hamlin because he wasn't here. And Mitch kindly reminded me about half an hour ago.
Thank you for that, Mitch. Yes, that's right. I picked the winner.
I knew it the whole time.
I called it myself.
Yeah, that's how I felt the whole race, or at least the second half when Martin Truex was in the lead because I had picked him to win. So
He
right up
looked
until
good.
Yeah,
right up until 5 laps to go, I was like, "Oh, this is easy." I would have swept the weekend because I guessed Chandler Smith winning in Xfinity. So I was like, "Oh, this is easy. I got this down." I did, but that didn't happen. Not so, and
did not happen.
Yeah, we got to talk about it because all of our expectations were subverted this week. I think.
Man, where do we start? I mean, I guess with the finish, right? Like Truex got robbed. That's the statement that I'm throwing out.
He rolled early. I think he rolled early.
A lot early.
Is the data out for this yet?
Well,
It came out of his mouth. He admitted it.
And you don't need data. It's in the picture because it's before the restart zone, and his car's a car length ahead of the rest of the field. So, like, there is no data needed. The broadcast showed it.
See data. Maybe everybody else was breaking.
There really isn't because he actually admitted it on his podcast
he
today.
did.
He said he did it. He went through this whole spiel, and I'm not upset at him about it because at the end of the day, he kind of admitted it, and he's the one getting away with it. It's not his fault that NASCAR didn't do it, which makes me think about when they did disqualify him, which was a great April Fool's joke, I thought, by the way, sending that tweet to you guys.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
from
that.
2022.
Yeah.
I tried getting them with the tweet from 2022. I screenshotted it, and it was like, Denny Hamlin has been disqualified from winning, and he's going to finish 35th. I tried to get everyone with it.
I've
But
trusted
anyway.
nothing. Nothing.
I definitely immediately went to Bob Pockrass's Twitter when you sent that because I was like, if this is going to be real, it's got to be on Bob Pockras, and it was not. And so that's why,
He admitted it, though, because he said he did this whole spiel about what happened, what was going through his mind, and that's fine. But at the end of the whole thing, he basically said, I went a couple feet before I admit it. I concede, I think, of the words he used. I conceded to going a few feet before, which, guess what? They punished people for 30 seconds last week at COTA for an inch.
Yeah.
But he was a few feet off of his mark, and they didn't punish him for it. So
well, let's just kick off.
Said about it.
Let's kick off the rant right now. And we're speaking of inconsistency in officiating.
Inconsistency.
At Bristol, Carson Hocevar runs 2 laps at 35 miles an hour, no caution. Kyle Busch brushes the wall, doesn't lose a spot, and keeps going, and now that's a caution. Last week, SVG looks at the line, gets a 30-second penalty.
He went over the line.
This week,
He crossed the line.
This week, Denny Hamlin just decides in turn 3 that it's time to go, and nothing. So
I warned you guys the liberals are coming a long time ago. Here it is.
I think Mitch
Welcome.
summed this up when he said, "Don't trust the Steves." So, I mean, maybe Mitch knew this long before we did. Just saying.
I haven't trusted Steve since Blue's Clues, if you know what I'm saying.
Wasn't he a pedophile or something? I think there was a thing.
There was something happened there.
There was a something.
He might have got diddied.
Whoa, those are some strong allegations, boys.
Do we have to censor Diddy?
No.
Baby got back, man. Come on.
Whoa, guys, Austin Cindric just joined the chat.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Talk about it.
I live in a closet.
Yeah. Harry Potter, Austin Cindric, Nolan, ladies and gentlemen. He is here.
Guy.
Just want to punch him square in the face.
Hey, he wrecked you yesterday.
Hey, shout out to Austin Cindric for continuing to suck. Man, just every week finds a way to make it onto this podcast. Drives, no hesitation, drives right through the back of the 12 car.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, he lifted early. Yeah, it's called the corner, Austin. That's what most of the rest of the drivers do when they get to the corner, they lift. Yet again. This is our... Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
He finished 23rd.
Yeah. Hey,
It's a pretty good finish for him.
solid 19th for the 12.
I thought the 12 lifted pretty heavily because he had to. Wasn't it the 23 who was in front of him? I thought he missed a shift off the restart, and that's why. I don't know why. I just saw the 23 flames going out the side of the exhaust. So that tells me he lifted heavily or just missed the shift or something. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
And then it was just a chain reaction thing. But I knew you were going to use this for podcast fodder.
Well, exactly. Listen, we're not going to miss an opportunity to throw Austin Cindric under the bus. Really, I feel like I need to turn the reins back over to David because there's probably something that Austin Cindric did this week that you disliked. So I don't want to rob you of that opportunity.
Every time he opens his mouth, like when they interview him, I honestly I don't know why it drives me. His voice, his demeanor, his glasses.
I love that we're at that level.
He had to go to the bathroom during the pre-race ceremony.
Like, somebody please cut his brake lines.
Oh my gosh. Apparently it wouldn't make a difference. He doesn't use them.
Is he really that bad, David? I think in 2 years you're going to like him.
I think he's aggressively mid. And that's the nicest thing I can say about him.
I think in 2 years he's going to be in Xfinity again.
He's going to be driving a truck with Ty Dillon running 28th.
Hey, speaking of Ty Dillon, shout out. Raced yesterday.
Yeah.
Did he?
Did you? So I don't know if you saw at one point.
Whoop, hold up. I pushed the wrong button.
While you're looking that up, the best part of the race yesterday, everybody pitted except Ty Dillon. He's the only guy that has not yet pitted because they're trying to get track position, and he's still running 18th. I'm like, how bad is your race that everyone else has pitted and there's still 17 cars ahead of you?
29th is actually a career high finish for him.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
Along with Corey LaJoie wrapping it up on 36th. That's how I knew it was fake tweet, because I knew that Corey was 36th. So if you're going to get disqualified, you're going to 36th, not 35th.
Man.
Spire had a rough day, man.
Spire had a rough day. And you know who else had a rough year? Corey LaJoie. And I'm going to go all out like I did the other day and say, fraud alert. We want him to be good. We want Matt that guy, Matt DiBenedetto, to be good too. Just because they're good guys does not make them good race car drivers.
I agree.
I love the guy. He's great.
I feel
I
like
do think they obviously missed on the setup because all three of them were like in the last couple positions the whole race.
Dude, that 7, they threw the green flag, and it was like the anchor fell out the back of the car.
I don't know what happened.
Like, it's...
Hey, I saw Blaney back there at some point, too, though. He was kind of in LaJoie territory.
He was back there quite a while, actually.
So, they had a tire issue on the start, and then
they just weren't good enough to pass.
Yeah, they had a driver
Well, they
issue
were.
after that.
Honestly, he passed a lot of cars, but something kept
just
happening.
Just because you passed Austin Cindric? Passed a lot of cars.
Hey,
just because every time he passed him, he wrecked him and he had to pass him again?
That's probably what it was. By Richmond standards, they passed a lot of cars, which is like 5. Because that's usually about the most positions you can actually gain on a run.
My guy could pass cars until the end.
You said you were going to be positive, Alex. You're not off to a good start.
I'm trying really hard. Do you guys want to know what I did during stage 3 of the Cup race on Sunday? I watched the replay of the Outlaw race from Saturday night. Because I was like, nothing's happening. I want to watch something exciting, and I missed the Outlaw race. Outlaw race was really good, by the way, for what it's worth.
All right, so
do you want to talk about it?
Maybe this is a hot take, Yeah. Go ahead. Say what you got to say about it, because I feel like we both watched a good race last night. But you watched the Outlaw race.
Yeah. Oh wait. Sorry. You had the hot take. I was going to let you have the floor.
Oh no, it's okay. I didn't want to cut you off. But all right, I might be in the minority here. I guess it's close. I saw the Gluck poll. It was like 50-50. Or I guess maybe the negative was winning just by a hair.
It's way higher than I expected. Way.
What you talking about, Daniel?
I didn't think it was a bad race. I didn't like how the finish to me is a little shady, but like up until I saw the replay where it looked like he jumped the start, and I think they probably should have done something about it. I thought it was a great race up until I saw that replay. I wasn't upset about the way that, Martin Truex got screwed out of a finish. I mean, at the end of the day, Denny Hamlin's pit crew got him the win, basically. I mean, he was in position, but then the pit crew did better than everyone else. He comes out first, and then he maintains the lead. You had short track tempers. That was great. You had tire wear, which, we talk about Bristol and how you're losing 2-3 seconds a lap. This is a more appropriate level of tire wear, in my opinion.
In the interest of fairness,
on the cords.
I thought the tire wear was perfect. So because there was fall off, but it wasn't like after 5 laps there's fall off level. Like I in the interest of fairness, because when you saw the cars that were pitting, they were noticeably faster. So the tire wear was good, but not like crazy. In the interest of fairness. Sorry, you can have the floor back.
It's okay. I maybe like in an ideal scenario you would have them running like the top, but I think you had such a delay in even going up to the second and third lane because of the rain, right? It was still wet up there for like a stage and a half. Which
I don't know that the track was,
tires
I don't think the track was ever actually clean. Because like even at the end, it looked like the apron and the wall were full of mess. Like, I don't think it ever got there.
You never had grooves come in. This is the first next gen race at Richmond at night, and I thought it was pretty decent. I think the rain thing to me just enhanced the experience. My only critique of it was they obviously should have let them out 20 minutes earlier. They shouldn't have done it on a delay because there was no spray whatsoever. And Kevin Harvick mentioned that on the broadcast, and he said he can probably do it a little earlier next time, and I agree with him. I think it was a really good experiment. I think it was a success, and it's very clear that they were very, very cautious in their use of it. It was the perfect scenario for it because it didn't start raining. You didn't need wipers. There was no talk of that. But even with how they started, there was no spray. They definitely could have gone 20 minutes before that. It felt like a long race. It was like very long-winded. Felt like a marathon to me. Because of that, you had extra stuff going on, the delay to the start. But other than that, I enjoyed the race. I think the only issue I have is with officiating, with the end of the race after I watched the replay. And then you did have that weird caution where the 8 car hits the wall and then they like
immediately throw the yellow. I mean, like zero hesitation. Like he's brushing the vinyl and the caution's coming out. So they were waiting on that button like someone do something.
He hit the wall really hard. I will say that it looked a lot worse, but then the aftermath was he bounced right off and he was fine, which is crazy. It made me think like, wow.
Debris on the track.
Did it?
I saw it fall off the car.
All right. Then that's one less thing to even complain about to me. I mean, the only thing is the end of the race. I feel like, by the way,
I saw it.
Speaking of Pocono,
this
I feel like
package looks great.
They punished Denny Hamlin for a lot worse over a lot less at that Pocono race. It was just like a tiny little bit of vinyl, and then they disqualified him for it because it was underneath of the wrap or whatever.
That was definitely we wanted to prove a point moment at the Pocono. That was for sure what happened. That was like, you pissed us off, and we're gonna show you the something.
What did you guys think about his move? What did you guys think about? What did you guys think about Denny's move going into turn 1? Do you think it was dirty how he used up the 19, or do you think it was fine?
I mean it was fine. Yeah, it was for the win. Like I didn't mind the move. I was kind of mad at everything else.
So I think the rule on that is it's fine up until you fence him.
Right. Like yeah, because if that
a little push is a push. Because
that was totally fine with me.
True.
And so my biggest frustration yesterday, and maybe you've got a totally different view, I felt like you could not pass at all. And my
Just because your driver sucked.
no. My evidence behind this does not even involve the 12. I removed that because I did not want my bias to affect
Brad
my
started
opinion.
like 30th.
Yeah, but he got all his spots on the first stage. After the first stage, nobody passed.
Went from 16th to 8th
When?
after the first stage.
I want to see it because I was watching. So
You were watching the dirt race, apparently.
That was stage 3. Because so you had Alex Bowman, that was a top 5 car. He gets screwed on strategy because of the Kyle Busch caution, not caution. Drops to 18th place. Never seen from again. Never heard from again. Of course, you have Martin Truex Jr., who is like the fastest car on the track.
Josh Berry
No one
literally
can touch
drove
him.
the whole way through
First
everybody.
stage. First stage. He got to 3rd place in the first stage and never did anything else. That's what I'm saying. After the first stage, nobody could do anything.
You just said the tires were good.
Yeah, in the
There's
first
not
stage.
much more you can do once you get to 3rd.
Yeah.
There's only so much further you can go.
But
That's when they're good.
But like, so there's the Bowman thing, and then there's the leader of the race, the best car on the track,
I'm
quote
going to call
unquote.
Kenny so he can call you out for being a little pessimistic again.
I don't care. That's
Yeah,
fine.
you're the most pessimistic here today.
No, and
Oh, yeah.
So Martin
yeah.
Truex gets to Chase Briscoe, who's running like 37th, where that car runs every week, and it takes him 20 freaking laps to get by that car.
There's only
And it's-
36 entries, Alex.
Well, then he was 36th because
was Corey.
Briscoe's
Corey was there
35th.
the entire time. I was watching. I could not
Briscoe
believe
must have
it.
been 35th.
I was like, what
Okay.
the hell is he doing?
So that was my frustration yesterday.
He was in behind Zane Smith. And nobody has been behind Zane Smith this year.
Well, Zane led Spire yesterday, did he not? I thought he did.
35th.
But I think that was leading Spire yesterday, was it not?
Where's Carson at? Hang on. Carson was 27th.
Yeah. So that was my biggest beef. I felt like I was watching Interstate 81 yesterday because it was just like, oh, they're making a circle.
You
That's so
clearly haven't
cute.
watched 81 in a while. Way more entertaining.
Way more entertaining. So that was my biggest beef. Like, and I think the depressing part for me is we've gotten to a point where like this is clearly what NASCAR wants. So I think the bigger thing is like I've accepted that our short tracks are just gonna suck now. Like this is where we're at, where it's like I want to see the driver. So when I go to a race, I want to see Ryan Blaney. I don't want to see his right front tire changer. So I hate that a freaking pit stop decided the winner of the race. Like to me, that's crap. And that's where we are in next gen land because it takes 45 laps to pass 3 cars. So when you have a late race caution, whoever wins the race off pit road, it's like, okay, well, just give them the trophy. It's over. And that I hate. So end my rant. That was my beef yesterday. What did you think, David?
Oh, sorry. Are you done?
I'm good.
I think it was an okay race. I mean, was it a barn burner? No.
Not even close.
Was strategy involved?
Yes and
Yes.
no. Second stage, yes,
Yes.
not third. Everyone had the same strategy in the third stage.
Well, when you find the one that works, you stick with it.
Then it's not strategy anymore. It's just cycles.
There was strategy. There's tire wear. There was multiple leaders. Except, well, I mean, the 19 was fast,
Oh, yeah.
but you're like, there's going to be a dominant car.
But I'm not even mad about that. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, I had no issue with Truex kicking everyone's butt. I think it was the fact that nothing else happened. Like, nothing happened. That's why I turned it off.
I mean, not every race is going to be that way.
I
Think about
think
what Larson
home of
did.
the bias is strongly in Alex's favor when it comes to when Ryan Blaney sucks, which
No,
he did
it
yesterday.
had nothing to do with that.
Oh,
Had nothing to do with
nothing
that.
to do with it.
No.
Okay.
What about Denny Hamlin winning? I mean, salt in the wound. Is it the combination
To
of
me,
the two?
that was the icing on the cake because I thought it sucked, and so when Hamlin won, I was like, perfect. There's nothing redeeming that happened today.
Besides the fact that I won.
Like I said, there was nothing redeeming. Now,
I want to point out
Yeah.
something. Just on that point, we're still just before we finish up the point about whether or not you can drive through the field. Christopher Bell got a speeding penalty and made his way back to 6th, and it all happened within stage 3. And to me, that's impressive. I mean, it's not like you couldn't pass. I think what happened was at least I was from the cars I was following. Cars are really, really, really tight, and they had a hard time adjusting for it after the rain and after the tires. And they were chasing their adjustments the entire time. Like the cars that got out ahead of it, like Ross, I was following him the entire time. He finished 15th, I think. And That's about as good as he was all day. And on his final pit stop, well, not the final pit stop, the final pit stop before the caution, the final long run that he had, they finally got the adjustment right to where he could maintain 15th. But the problem was the car kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter all night, and they had to keep making these adjustments. I think the fact that, you had a track with conditions that were very detrimental to team setup, I think the guys that got out ahead of it could make passes, and that's the only point I want to make. There was some passing. It's just you really had to get out ahead of things, adjustment-wise.
Hey, we can differ in opinion. That's fine. I think if you got rid of the shifting, too, you'd see a lot of passing come back. I still can't
add 1,000 horsepower while you're at it, too.
Seriously. Stupid.
I don't disagree. I mean,
yeah.
So, one thing I think we can move on from is I think it was a race. We'll agree on that. It was a race.
Cars went in a circle,
They went in a
and then
circle.
someone finished. Yeah.
It rained. Rain tires. Pretty cool. I'm happy with all those decisions.
Loved it.
I don't know why they took the windshield wiper off yet, but
It's the rain package still makes no sense to me because they took away half the things but not the other. So it's like, but
so in all their testing, they said it was useless. I don't know if you guys heard that in the pre-race.
was it raining when they were testing?
Yes. They tested different things, and apparently,
But they spray the ground with water. They don't actually go in the rain.
right.
Well, if it was
okay, maybe
raining,
it wasn't.
I think they would have used it.
In rain conditions where it's like the track's actually continuously wet, like if it's a drenched track, this is why they say like wet conditions but not raining, is because what happened was the spray was so bad that the like at that point, if it's raining and the track's actually wet, the spray is so bad that the windshield wiper didn't even do anything. That's what they all said. And same thing with the mud flaps.
Which is I agree with that. The mud flaps did catch on fire though, so that was entertaining.
That was nice. There's some things you can't get by,
But things happened. So what did you guys think of the last caution of the race? Was that suspect, or are we believing the 23 car got loose thing?
I am good with it.
Okay.
I think. Well, I mean, he gets loose all the time, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, he just does. Took credit for it. Yeah, I got loose, hit him. Sorry.
I did. I loved that he owned it right out of the gate.
Yep.
That was cool. I massive props to Bubba. I like that.
Poor freaking Kyle Larson's getting picked on by everybody.
He's the punching bag, man.
Dude, MTJ's rage out after the race was the most entertaining part of the race.
That was pretty good.
And then he slams into the back of the 11.
Slams into the 11, slams into the 5.
Oh my gosh. And then Kyle
Got
brushed
used
off
up.
everything. Like they're giving him post-race interview. He's like, he's like, Martin was just pissed, and I don't know what the heck happened to Bubba.
I don't know. He's like, Martin's normally pretty level-headed, so I don't know. Hopefully he's not too mad at me. I don't know what I did to him.
That was so funny.
I think he was mad at his teammate, not me.
I love it. I love Kyle Larson's personality. He cracks me up because he never gets upset after a race. He's just like, whatever.
That kind of, I suck.
He does do that. I don't know. What did you think of the 5 and 23 incident, Nolan?
I think it was awesome. I think it's exactly the type of drama you need to manufacture at a place like Richmond, where it's probably going to be a boring race. And to me, it's like you had the short track elements because of that. Like I said, the only thing that maybe spoils it is the finish. And I do want to ask you guys, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how egregious do you think that was a jumped restart? Because it's not the most egregious thing. It's not a 10 for me. I would give it like a 3.5 or a 4, like not a 0, but I wouldn't say it was on the egregious side of the scale. What do you guys say?
I think the issue isn't really the egregious, like there's a line. So like, just like if they're going to punish SVG for crossing the line,
right? You still have a painted line on the track. Like
it's literally there.
Yeah.
So like when he,
like when they give you 100
I don't
yards,
think it's too late now to take the trophy back.
No. Well, and that's the issue, because now where do you end this? Because what happens if next week it's the 11 and the 19 on the front row in a late race restart, and entering turn 3, Martin just like gasses it and goes?
Yeah.
Because like, how can you then penalize him? Because if you look at the lay of the law, he was just in the wrong as the 11 was this week. So like that's
the only
that's
person
my biggest
punishing
issue.
Denny Hamlin this week is his prostitute. That's a known fact.
He's like actually a committed man now. He's like posting pictures with his fiance and everything. I'm impressed with him.
He was married before.
He wasn't married. He's never been married.
Who are we talking about?
Denny Hamlin.
Doesn't he have kids? Is he
Yeah.
not
Well,
married?
no. Yeah, no. They've been together forever.
They were
but-
all in sin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and he used to
Go
cheat
figure.
on her like crazy.
Ain't we all, brother?
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
So I do like that. He's being a good family man now. So thank you, Dennis.
Alex, I don't even know who you are today.
Sorry, you can take us back, David.
So, the racing quality we think is not that good. Ooh, sprinklers, tires. We already covered that. Blah, 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 blah. Alex's flat tires. So while we're on this tire subject.
I have no idea where this is going, FYI.
So, like there was a couple weeks ago where, I don't know, I could have been mad at you. And I said something like, I hope all the trailer tires go flat next time you drive somewhere.
Yes.
Guess who got a flat trailer tire today?
Hi, did you?
I did.
Oh,
It came full circle.
Man. So we've learned something.
It looked like I was racing at Bristol.
So the 23 wrecks the 5, and then his pit crew loses him 15 spots on pit road. You make fun of my trailer tire. Oh my gosh, dude, you melted that thing. Show it to
Alex,
the camera.
oh shoot!
Well,
I guess
there's a
it doesn't quite
That's
do
like
it
a
justice.
Bristol tire. That's a Bristol
you did
tire.
good.
I'll just send it to you guys.
Man,
I can see it.
that was
Dude.
that's
Alex,
actually
I want
really
to say
funny.
something. It just occurred to me. When watching some of the replays or listening to some of the replays of the podcast, you've taken the bleep out of the bleeping. It's just up. Did I
Yeah.
freeze?
No.
No, you're still good. We're listening to you.
Oh, that's weird. It froze on my end. Anyway, sorry. I noticed you took the bleep out of the bleeping. It doesn't bleep anymore.
So
You're
on
taking the oomph out of it.
the audio still bleeps. The video does not. And it's mainly laziness. It's one less thing I feel like doing when I post the full length video. So I just
Gotcha.
every
So this
time
is a
David
different
says,
edit.
something inappropriate, just cut, gone.
So you're
That
just
makes
like, there's a
sense.
void there.
There's just a
So I just go like this.
Yes, yes, and it's so unsatisfying. Like if I want to cuss, I want to like get my money's worth, for your edit. But
Oh,
it
man.
feels so like less impactful.
I'll tell you what, after we get our first sponsor,
this
I will back in the video.
Okay, fair enough. Now I know the reason it's acceptable. I didn't
All
realize
right.
that was why.
32,
If you would like to be our
29.
bleep sound,
Hold on, let me switch the camera back to you. You can announce
every
it.
time I say the F word, we could say your company's logo. We could say your
That's
Slickcom.
the best advertising I've ever heard.
Good idea. I like that.
Record A
What
to B.
the monster energy are you doing
What
here?
in the monster energy are you doing here? What?
You got a lot of bush light saying that.
What in the blue chew are you doing here?
That's the best idea you've ever had.
Thank you. So,
It's really good.
We're going to have to make up another ad package for that one.
Honestly, it's mostly entertainment. It's like $5. Just do
$5.
it. It's worth
In
it.
that case, I'll buy it. DLG Electric it is.
Did you guys watch the Xfinity race?
NASCAR? Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a little
Yeah.
bit. I was on
Me.
a social outing with friends, so I was being good and not watching it on my phone. So
I
I
was.
feel like there weren't many highlights.
I feel like
but
it was
there
so long
one
ago. This was such a weekend.
thing. Yeah, I felt the same way. I was thinking like, what memorable thing happened? But there was that one thing, and that was Joey Gase throws his rear bumper at Dawson Cram's car.
And what was
I thought
his
that was
rear?
great.
What did his rear bumper say? That's the best part
Oh,
about it.
yeah. Wasn't it like crime?
It
Like
says,
crime something?
Stop crying. I'm gonna whip this sumbee at you. I'm gonna rip it at you, baby.
Or as I call it, how do two irrelevant drivers get TV time?
It was great. It was perfect.
It was awesome. It was
Good hey, that's great for sponsorship.
Dude.
I would love that if my guy did that.
And
I
that's
love-
the stuff we want to see on short tracks. Because you remember like Ward Burton throwing the gloves at Dale Jr., Tony Stewart throwing the helmet at Matt Kenseth. No one has thrown a freaking bumper at a car before. So, hey,
bumper cover.
bumper cover. Because there are no bumpers. They're fiberglass. No, I loved it. I loved every second of it. I wish we had more of it.
All right, I've decided, executive decision. You can shut me down, but I think
Just
it's a
mute
good
him
idea. Me?
Just mute them.
No. I think we should rate
Oh,
every
thank you.
race weekend. You muted me?
No, he's just being a jerk.
I
You're
gotcha.
fine.
I knew you wouldn't have known even if you did. Anyway, yeah, no, we should rate every race weekend. Obviously we shouldn't do each individual race because like half the time we don't watch all the races, right? Like,
all right, 1.5. I'll kick us off for this weekend.
You're 1.5 out of 10. Really?
I'd give it a 4.
I should have said out of 2.
4.
A 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
4 out of 10.
I would give it a 6 out of 10.
You are very generous, my friend. Hold on. Do you want to take this back?
Yeah, hold on. We gotta set the ground rules here. So it's 5. I'm not telling you what's in this.
Oh, now I know why he likes Richmond. Okay.
It's water. No.
Clear liquid.
He likes rich men.
I do like Richmond. North of Richmond. Just kidding, I don't. No. So is 5 average? Or should we do like... See,
I thought 6 was average.
Well, I went to school, I think. Maybe you didn't, David. But in school, the problem was 70% was passing line, right? So 70 is like bad.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. We gotta figure out our scale here. Like, is 50% average or is like 70% barely passing?
See, to me,
you know what I mean?
This is just my opinion. I look at like the Dave Portnoy pizza rating. Like, I feel like you have to reserve the top for things that are really, really good. So like,
okay.
Like in Atlanta would be like a 9 or a 10. But even like Las Vegas, I thought Las Vegas was a good race. Like, it wasn't memorable, but it was a good race.
For Las Vegas.
Yeah, so like for me, I would have put Las Vegas like a 5. I don't feel like an average is a bad thing. I just feel like it's like, oh, like it was okay. Things happen. So
you can't go to Bristol every week.
Right. So like all that to say, I don't think 5 is bad. I think you can be very fair by rating a race a 5-ish. I'm still sticking with my 1.5.
1.5. So, oh my gosh, that's like the floor. That's crazy. All right, so
it can go lower.
In light of the new rules,
yeah,
I'm going to give it a 5. I think it was an average race. It's like, what do you really expect at Richmond? Maybe 5.5. I think it was a slightly above average weekend of entertainment for Richmond. I don't expect much. So,
if Martin Truex wins 100% of 5, but does anyone 4.5?
See, that doesn't bother me. I thought the finish outside of the jumped restart. I thought the whole green white checker thing was great. I thought
he cheated.
He did cheat, and he got mad at him, and he was mad at everybody and bounced off of everybody, and that to me added points to it.
That added a lot.
Yeah,
that added a lot.
Yeah.
You know what's great is like we've all had those moments where we get frustrated and throw a wrench across the garage and stick it in the wall. Martin Truex Jr. kind of gave us like the on-track example of that.
Yeah, it's going to wreck everything. Are you around me?
He just was like, I hate everybody. I hate everything. Life sucks. I'm using my car as a weapon.
You know what I just
love
realized?
how understanding Larson was. I just love it.
Dude, he was like, even when Bubba apologized, he's like, hey, I ended up better than you did. And Bubba just laughed.
Yeah, that's karma.
It was brilliant. I loved it.
I'm drinking a Busch Light in a...
Sure. I posted that clip of you doing the Busher Light thing. Yeah.
I am a Ross fan, I think.
Oh, man.
Hey, breaking news here. It looks like Ross Chastain has been suspended for being an arrow blocker mother effer. I did appreciate.
That sounds like April 1st. Fake news to me.
Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face and top your Denny Hamlin was suspended or whatever tweet. You know,
did I get you even like 1%? Like, what if?
Well,
I think you did ask. Like,
so
is this real?
I'll be honest. At first, no, not at all. At first, I was like, oh, this is clearly fake. But I loaded Twitter, and the first thing that popped up was the clip of Freddie Kraft from DBC saying there's going to be a really interesting new precedent thing coming out after the weekend. And I'm like, oh my gosh, are they going to like do something after the weekend to take this win away? And so then I was like, holy crap, Nolan might have been telling the truth. And that's when I went to Bob Pockrass's Twitter and I was like, okay, well, if Bob hasn't tweeted it, it didn't happen. Everything goes through Bob.
I think I got him. He won't admit it. He says he didn't believe it. He probably thought it was too crazy to be true, but he had to fact check me. So he fact checked me. He was like, "Bro, it's 2022," and I'm like, I'm thinking like, Mitch, yeah, I know, that's the joke, dude.
Listen, we can dream. We can dream.
Wait, was this the Xfinity race that had the red flag at the end?
I don't think so.
Or was that last week?
Last week was Coda. I'm confused.
Didn't they
I think
throw
it was
the red
Coda.
No. I think it was this week. They threw a red flag just because everybody was low in fuel.
That was last week, I think. I swear that was Coda. I'm pretty sure that was Coda.
Whatever it was, I'm still pissed about it.
That was definitely Coda.
If your strategy has you running out of fuel at the end of the race and overtime happens, you should not get the red flag. That was bullcrap.
Yeah. Hey, they didn't do it at Atlanta.
I don't remember when it was, but I was not here last week because, well, to be honest, I didn't want to be. Like you said, you were like 100% right on the podcast when you're like,
yeah.
David said the race sucks so much. I don't like.
You're lucky I'm here this week. I debated just opening up the studio and being like, see you guys next week.
I was like, I hate Coda. Like, if we're going to go over things that I just can't stand, like, if we're going to keep road racing in the sport, we need ramps in the backstretch again.
Oh my gosh.
And a sprinkler section.
Yeah.
A sprinkler section. Like, turn 14 through 17 is all wet.
See, I think
Add it to Richmond too while you're at it.
Exactly. Richmond proved yesterday that a sprinkler system would be perfect for that track.
Yeah.
Stage 1 was great.
It could be like Hunger Games. They wouldn't even know what's going to hit them.
Oh, it'd be
Guess
perfect.
what? Boom!
I think they just...
Now that's short track racing.
I think they come up with random tire compounds and they do it as a lottery so you don't know what tire compound you're racing. Good luck.
Hey guys, what if instead of giving them 4 gears and 1,000 horsepower, we add sprinklers to the track? That'll fix everything. That'll make the race.
You know what? I could see these morons doing this. That's the sad part, Nolan. Like, you're making a joke, but I could see that being a press release next week where Steve Phelps is like, guys, we figured it out.
Yeah, well, the worst part is I'm tempted to like buy into that idea as being a half good one. I know it's crazy, but like I've said it before, like almost not joking. Like seriously, like Chicago was better. The All-Star race, the pre-race, whatever, the heat race was way better because of it. Like it's the only redeeming quality at some of these tracks with this car, and it's like. I think about that because of like how unwilling and stubborn NASCAR is to actually do what needs to be done with like fixing the car. I like the car. I think they just need to add a couple things to it. But here I am thinking about sprinklers at Martinsville. So
it's a thought. It's a thought. I mean, we've had worse ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
true. I said put progressive banking in at Martinsville.
Oh, that did not go over well. That was not. Not a winning take.
Same reason, honestly.
Man. Well, seriously. And I look at how does everyone else race there, and that's my metric for car versus speedway. And like Richmond's kind of for everybody, so I do give the car like a little bit of a pass. Because honestly, like Xfinity was better, but I still was kind of to me. So it's just Richmond. Rumor is they're losing their spring date next year, by the way. So hallelujah, we're going to a better track. Yeah.
For Easter? Good.
Yeah, cool. The most undeserving double date racetrack currently on the schedule is about to lose their second date. Praise the Lord.
Bring back Dover.
Honestly, Dover is a better product than Richmond. Am I wrong on this? I feel like Dover's better.
Keeps it in the same region?
It's true. It's not that much further away. It really isn't.
I don't know. Is there no sponsor for the Cup Series race at Martinsville?
I thought there was.
Because it says on the Google NASCAR Cup Series spring race at Martinsville instead of like the Toyota Owners 400.
It does say that. That's really weird. But then again, it also said something weird the other week, remember?
That's true.
I don't remember what it was.
Google's drunk.
It's run by a bunch of hippie liberals.
It is the Cookout 400.
No,
I fact checked it. Yeah.
Figures. They don't care about us.
So go get a burger or cookout this weekend. Support. Hey, the weather actually isn't like terrible. Oh, just kidding. Never mind. Carry on. Next topic. We're not talking about it. We're not addressing it.
Wait. So you're telling me it might rain at Martinsville?
Don't we not? But isn't Martinsville the one that we don't have rain tires at?
Wait.
Or we do?
I think we do. I think it's Dover, Phoenix, and Bristol that we didn't. Okay. But I think every other one you do.
Yeah, because apparently Bristol's not a short track.
God installed the sprinklers for us in the sky.
Don't worry. Phoenix and New Hampshire are short tracks, but not Bristol. There is no rain this weekend. Sorry. It's raining tomorrow. But the NASCAR app put that on. Never mind. We're good. Got our hopes up for nothing. So.
Darn.
Martinsville.
Please bring the tire you brought last time we were here. I thought that was the best next-gen Martinsville race we've had. Doesn't mean it was good, but it took us from like a 2 to like a 5. So, please, Goodyear.
Want to go?
Bring a soft tire.
Should we go?
I don't know. I just don't care. Is that bad? Like, I have no motivation to go to a cup race right now.
I'm itching to go to a race.
We should go to BAPS.
Let's go to BAPS.
It's closer. Let's go to BAPS. Honestly, it's probably going to be a better race. And it's closer, and it's like $12.
It's definitely more
Check the
than
weather
$12.
first.
Yeah, sprint cars for sure do not race in the rain.
Yeah, they don't race in the rain.
That is very much not a thing.
Cup cars don't race in the rain on dirt either.
Oh, it's gonna be cold, bro. It's gonna be cold this weekend here. Holy crap! Apparently, spring has not arrived in Pennsylvania yet. What's it like in Florida today, Nolan?
Oh, it was beautiful and perfect.
Sweet.
75 and perfect or whatever.
Awesome. It was like 42 and raining here. So
and 75.
Yep. Exactly.
You and me
I've had
at
the
a
windows
beach chair,
open
man.
for a week.
yeah. I'm trying to think of what else we
Martinsville,
had.
huh?
We did have some really good sprint car racing this weekend.
Macri won?
Macri won, dude. So Williams Grove, you know Williams Grove. You know how we all feel about Williams Grove.
Single lane.
Yeah. Anthony Macri won from P17 starting position on Friday night. And like it was legitimately a good race. Like and to prove the metric wrong of the bias, Danny Dietrich sucked Friday night and I still thought it was a really good race. So just throwing that out there. But you
How
could
much were you drinking?
actually none, not at all. But you could make moves and like do stuff that you've never been able to do at Williams Grove. So actually, yeah, Williams Grove Friday was a great race. And Macri won it literally off turn 4. It was a great finish. Yeah. I'm not even a Macri fan at all, actually. But great finish. I mean, he earned it. Like, you can't fault the guy there. And Outlaws were at 81 Speedway, which I've never heard of before, ever. I've never heard of 81 Speedway. It was incredible. It was a really good racing product. So
maybe you should be in the know.
I should be in the know. I'm getting more in the know now. I've honestly, like Mitch has kind of become like our late model guy. And I follow him, but not as closely. But sprint cars have definitely become my thing. I've been becoming a high limit, local, and
I am
outlaw
sure
guy.
Jordan is super excited about that for the amount of racing they do
I'm
during
telling
the
you,
week.
listen, I brought it up before. My wife is a champ. She did not realize how much Dirt Vision and Flow Racing was involved when she said I do. She's like, oh, they don't just race Sundays? Oh, okay.
Yep.
She's
going to be like, so Alex, I was looking at our budget and we don't have enough money for flow racing.
Guess we're just going to have to go without, heat this month.
Well, that's normal.
Oh, thanks, Joe Biden, for those oil prices, man. It's been, oh my God.
Tell me you're rich without telling me you're rich. I got a full tank of oil in my house.
I got my house at 68 degrees today, man. That's how rich I am. I know.
Dude.
I know.
Dude, you're just lighting your money on fire. Look, good for you.
Just kidding. It's at 65.
Mine's at 72.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live with a bunch of women.
You know what's funny? I like the house warmer than my wife, which is I would have always thought, because I always thought that was the thing where like women like the house warmer, but I'm the one that wants it 72 and she wants it like 62. So we compromise at like 68.
There's one thing I learned about you, Alex. You are definitely a warm weather person. Exclusively so.
1,000%. You will never hear me complain about it being hot because I just drink more water. I feel like for me, it's easier to deal with too hot than too cold. Because if it's too hot, I can drink more water and balance out. But like when it's too cold, there's like nothing you can do. Like you're just miserable. But that's just me. So
I hear you.
Yeah. Hey, you especially, man. That's why you're down in the land of the freedom now.
Oh, I love it, dude. So many stories I could tell. That thing, I think I sent it to you guys, right? That police chief, like from a county not too far from here, it was
Dude,
like
that was freaking hilarious.
Coming to your house, save the taxpayers some money, and we prefer that you shoot them. Just like that's
He
awesome.
did straight up say that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
We got a class here every Saturday. You can hit them next time.
That's
Welcome to
exactly
the
what he
bane of
said.
freedom.
I love it.
So looking
banning
at
board,
the
apparently.
points for Cup,
Yeah.
Martin is up top. He is
Yeah, he should be too upset. He had a good finish
had a
again.
good day, good points day.
Do you think we're going to repeat again this year where he like is amazing for the first
No,
2/3? You think he's going to close it out through the postseason?
I think he could win this year.
Well, he was pretty unlucky yesterday, and he was unlucky in the playoffs, so maybe it's a bad omen. I don't know.
Maybe he's getting his bad luck out of the way now.
How about the fact that the worst position in Joe Gibbs Racing is Christopher Bell at 6th in the points?
How about the fact that Christopher Bell is the worst in points for Joe Gibbs Racing?
That's what I just said.
No. I'm not even just the position, but the fact that it's Christopher Bell.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, like that's shocking.
Did I just say that?
No. You were saying because P8 was their lowest position. I'm shocked
No,
the
I'm
fact
saying
that it's
in
Christopher
points.
Bell.
6th.
He said points.
Yeah.
He said points.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's-
Ty Gibbs is having a hell of a year. I mean, Toyotas.
So much for Ford and Toyota and their slow start. I guess only one of them's
So
showing
I
up
keep
to that party.
forgetting. I keep forgetting that Legacy's Toyota. So like, I'm always like, oh my gosh, because I was looking at the race. Like, Bubba was the worst running Toyota in like 9th, and I was like,
That's nuts.
what is going on here? Then I remembered wherever them Legacy boys are. 7, but even 22nd's pretty good for them.
Yeah.
Nemechek.
I still don't know what to make of Ford. Like, they have like glimpses.
Garbage.
Yeah, they have glimpses, and then they suck 5 minutes later. So it's so
What happened to
weird.
McDowell yesterday?
Who?
McDowell. McDouchebag.
Who?
McDouchebag.
Did he have a mechanical failure again? I feel like that's every week for him.
Yeah, something's going on there.
I missed him.
Dude, the 38 car was up front, and then he ended up like in 30 something. I
Yeah.
think.
Hey,
I don't know if he finished there.
quick points update. Corey LaJoy is officially behind Carson Hocevar.
Man,
Love you, Mitch.
I really want to
Shocking.
see Corey turn it around, and it's just I don't know what's missing. I don't know what's missing.
Skill,
Gosh,
Talent.
don't say that.
The
mental
will to win.
fortitude.
Mental fortitude. I'm gonna back that one.
Yeah. Literally, I think that's what it is.
So I'm
He
gonna
shoots
go out on a
himself in the
limb, and since I won, I get to go first, right?
Yeah, get her done.
Is that how it works?
Sure, we're just making up rules.
That's a good rule.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and for the Cup race, I am picking Martinsville Martin, baby. Woo! Truex is gonna win.
He's gonna get it done.
He's gonna get it
Wow.
done. Toyota's gonna continue their dominance of 2024. Freaking Chinese taking over again.
Man, I don't even know who to pick. Like I legit do not know who to pick. Nolan, you almost won, so why don't you go second?
The consolation, I love it. I'm gonna run into everyone out of anger.
Partially because I don't remember who I picked. So
I was gonna put it on you and ask you. Who did you pick? I mean, I think Ty Gibbs is the only
Bell.
one. No,
it was Bell.
Yeah, it was Bell.
Yeah, because Mitch
Gibbs.
took Ty Gibbs. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Joseph Logano. I think he finished well yesterday, and I think he's on the uptick. And I think this is his best track coming up too. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I feel like he's really good there though. So he does have the best average finish there.
Nice.
I just looked it up. So yeah, I'm picking Joseph Logano.
Okay.
To come back.
Yeah, that was honestly shocking. I mean, the 22 has like kind of sucked all year. That was the first time seeing him relevant. I don't know who to pick. I don't think it's going to be as Joe Gibbs dominant again, because they've always kind of had a special something at Richmond. So I think last
You know
week
they
was
say
a bit
about
of an
Richmond, north
anomaly.
of Richmond.
Richmond, north of Richmond. Joe Gibbs is the Antichrist.
Satan.
But
Joe
really-
Gibbs winning on Easter just ain't right.
it just
It ain't Christian.
just ain't right. It ain't Christian.
The Lord died for our sins, and then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose.
Not this sin.
All this delay, I still don't know who I'm
my
picking. I'm gonna go.
Denny Hamlin,
No, I'm gonna go crazy.
Corey
You stole more
LaJoy.
than Danica Patrick.
Alex Bowman, which is honestly just as wild of a take. I legit thought Alex Bowman was winning yesterday. His practice speeds, his qualifying, everything was so good, and then it just wasn't. But the 48 team has been one of the better Hendrick teams lately, sadly. So I'm going to go with Bowman. Bowman,
and for the record, we in the group chat, I believe he might have been joking because it was on the heels of two different jokes I think we put in the group chat for April Fools. But Mitch did say, I believe, you Alex apparently didn't get the text message, but I did.
I did. I was being a smart Alex. I just was refusing to accept it. Yeah,
you were being a smart Alex. He said that Danny Hamlin was going to win. Now, whether he meant that or not, he's not here to defend it. So, last thing Mitch said was that Hamlin was going to win. So we're holding him to it.
I will say, so Mitch,
if he wins, it's his fault.
Mitch sent me his picks, and unfortunately, he was telling the truth because he picked Dennis.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So we tied.
Because you picked. Who'd you pick
today?
Yeah, I forget already.
Truex.
Yeah, you're good. So
Martinsville Martin.
Yeah. So, all right. I guess we'll see what happens. Do we want to pick the other series?
Nah.
Nope.
No. Nah.
Not really.
But all three series are at Martinsville.
Which means 2 out of 3 races will be good.
Hey, Mitch is playing iRacing right now. I know this because I'm friends with him on Discord. And it shows me what he's playing. Yeah. We could call him, like, middle of his session.
Oh, that's right, because we're on Discord. We should do
that. Literally,
that'd be so funny.
No, you're not friends with him. I'm going to send you his thing. You know what we should make? Okay. We should make a Discord, whatever, group or whatever, and I'll add him to it. It'll be easy.
That'd be really funny. Yeah, let's do that. Then we're just going to show up in the middle of his iRacing from now on.
That would be great.
So
I think that about wraps up this week's episode.
I think so.
There's nothing else to talk about. Like,
well, that about wraps up this week for the Racing Addict podcast. Check us out on all platforms. Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. What are they called?
It's a good. Oh, hit wrong buttons.
Wrong buttons.
All the other ones.
All YouTube. That. YouTube.
TikTok.
TikTok.
The Chinese spyware.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Instacart.
We should be on Instacart. Yeah, that's our new one.
Have a great week. We'll see you after Martinsville.
Holla!
Peace.